Krampus, the demon that shows up when your family ain't shit. This is a great holiday movie to break down because this is all about the true holiday season, or at least the full version of the holiday season. This is about accepting the entire mythology that comes along with Christmas, not just the good parts where you get presents and everything is cool. The other part when you weren't good. Now, we talked about kind of St. Nicholas and this entire idea of their surveillance system, because this is really what this movie Krampus really latches onto. The horror part of Christmas is be good and receive reward, and be bad and receive punishment. I'm holding you under citizen's arrest. This is a sealed ecosystem that works together. So this film is not just about some monster running around eating people. This is about what happens when the spirit of the season collapses under the weight of this selfishness, this apathy, and this generational trauma. So Krampus shows up like, look, you guys thought you was getting presents? You don't appreciate these blessings? Okay. And he handles that business. And this is the tone that it sets in this film. So immediately they get off and they show a lot of dysfunction around the holiday season. A lot of anti-holiday season behavior to kind of give the idea of what Krampus is looking like. So this sets this rich field where we know that this energy is wrong. We see it. The aggressiveness, the consumerism, all those things. So that leads us into this family, this family setting with Max and his family here. And it doesn't take long for us to get the energy. We have family extension that shows up. Some of them unwanted, some of them not really grateful. And if the shoe fits, guys. And it's kind of pushy. So what we're seeing is this dysfunction that really starts to fester in with all this bad holiday energy already. So Max doesn't summon Krampus with a spell, how we would anticipate most demons. He does it with what is the outcome of what he's experiencing. Hopelessness, broken tradition, family venom, all this conjecture, and it starts to manifest itself as a physical force. Well, that force is Krampus, or he is at least the auditor of that force. He's not a slasher villain, right? He's the accountant of the soul, and he's showing up to take account of the end of the numbers. He's looking at the emotional receipts, and the emotional receipts say bad in a large scale. So this is what we learn about Krampus in this film mythically, right? They stay very close to the tradition. He is this Alpine demon. He is said to be the companion of St. Nicholas. So let's remember that part. He's seen as half goat, half demon. He punishes the faithless. And they're going to fall firmly into this category. His family does. He is a symbol of winter consequences. Wrong behavior leads to a bad outcome. So this film modernizes all that tradition. So instead of just punishing bad kids, he punishes an entire dysfunctional bloodline. And it's a deep cut. If the grandmother failed to break the cycle, he returns like a generational curse. So this is the setup that we really get into in the film. And you see the mythology that's really shown through the grandmother's character. She tells the story, or at least gives it the ancient mythology that links it in. It's very important. And we see some critical character archetypes that emerge from this. We have Max, who of course is the innocent child. He still believes in the idea of family. Ha! Fags! But the family itself has stopped believing in the idea of each other. So this is where we get that conflict. We get Tom, who is the passive father. He has good intentions, but he has a weak backbone. So he represents modern fatherhood, drifting between exhaustion and this performative leadership. Sarah, of course, is the perfectionist mother. She's trying hard to curate a perfect Christmas. She's no longer even emotionally connected to it. It's just for the performative actions, because she's judged by this. And that's part of what this is turned into. Then there's Aunt Dorothy, who is the drunk oracle. She's comic relief, but she does at times speak some of the truth that needs to be said, while at the same time kind of shirking off a lot of responsibility. Then there's Omi, or old grandma, and she's the witness of the old trauma. This is the link. She survived Krampus herself once, and her silence allowed this cycle to repeat. So this is very important. This is where silence isn't protection, it's an invitation. Now, symbolically and visually, we see some great character symbolization. The gingerbread man, these guys represent childish revenge. Literally, the kid's eating his head, they strike back. The jack-in-the-box worm, which is stored generational pain, finally erupting. We see all these dark elves, which are corrupted holiday helpers, right? This is peer pressure and mob mentality. And then we see Krampus himself, the embodiment of disappointed divinity. He's not even in a rush. He shows up like a supervisor who already knows that you failed the test, and he moves in that fashion. And this is kind of ending the loop. This is the final twist to it. And the thing about this video is that, about this movie, is that the themes really get right to the soul of the spiritual cost of losing tradition. The horror of a family that refuses to love each other the right way, like real compassion. And Krampus as this emotional chronic. The horror of the family that refuses to love each other the right way.
I still love your bitch ass.
Krampus being this emotional karma. This is what you get when you're bad. If you have these type of relationships, you manifest Krampus. Now, one of the most interesting parts of this film that I had even lost myself was at the ending. The ending is not a tale where they escape it and they find a happy Christmas at the end. That in itself is also an illusion. At the end is they find their whole family having their final celebration, and everything seems perfect because it is perfect, and it's too perfect. And as the young boy opens up one of his gifts, he sees it's a gift from Krampus, and that's the realization that they all have. And you can see the look on everyone's face that they realize in that moment that they never escaped. They didn't wake up from this bad dream. They went to sleep and woke up in the same bad dream, and that same bad dream is now forever. You guys are in a snow globe. You're put up on a shelf with all these other families that Krampus has gotten hold of over this, like, however long he's been operating. So kind of a really sad story. Like, they give you a twist, but this is a truly terrifying movie that I think gets really close to the idea of what Krampus really was. Like a great, overall good, modern mythology or modern retelling of Krampus that I think gives him new life, but keeps it really associated well with what his past is.